You've probably heard that sharks are solitary killers, lone wolves of the ocean gliding silently through the deep in search of prey. But what if I told you that some sharks don't hunt alone? That there's one species in particular that seems to challenge everything we think we know about shark behavior. Meet the hammerhead, an odd-looking predator that most are familiar with, but they just might be hiding a secret. Because under the right conditions, these sharks form massive groups. And when they move together, it's not chaos. It might be strategy. Let's start with the obvious. The hammerhead is one of the most distinctive sharks on the planet. That wide T-shaped head, called a cephalofoil, looks bizarre at first glance, but it's a marvel of evolution. Those broad, hammer-like extensions aren't just for show. They expand the shark's field of vision, give it better control while swimming, and most importantly, they enhance its ability to detect electrical signals given off by prey. That means a hammerhead can literally scan the seafloor like a living metal detector, using sensors in its snout to pick up the tiniest pulses from buried stingrays or flounders. It's a design that's weird, elegant, and ruthlessly effective. Now, when most people think shark, they picture a single dorsal fin slicing through the water. Blame it on decades of documentaries, or maybe a certain 1975 movie. But the idea of sharks as solitary predators is just one version of the truth. In reality, shark behavior is way more complex. Some species are social, others migrate together, and hammerheads? They take it to a whole new level. In places like Cocos Island, the Galapagos, and Melpillo, scalloped hammerheads have been observed gathering in enormous schools, hundreds strong. That alone is enough to challenge the stereotype, but what's really fascinating is what they might be doing in these schools. For years, scientists assumed these hammerhead groups were just about safety or reproduction, but recent observations suggest something stranger might be happening. In some cases, the sharks appear to be coordinating their movements, changing direction together, forming arcs around schools of prey, even creating what looks like a funnel or wall. This has led some researchers to wonder, could hammerheads be hunting in packs? Now, we're not talking about planning or communication the way wolves or orcas do, but there's growing evidence that these sharks may benefit from synchronized behavior, working together instinctively to confuse or trap prey. And when your prey are fast, evasive animals like squid or sardines, that kind of cooperation could make the difference between a missed meal and a feast. So how does a group of sharks with no vocal cords or facial expressions pull this off? The key might lie in their senses. Hammerheads have exceptional vision. That wide head gives them an almost panoramic view of their surroundings. They also rely on body language. Subtle shifts in posture, speed, or orientation could be enough to signal nearby sharks. It's similar to how schools of fish move in perfect unison. No one's giving orders, but everyone's responding to everyone else. And don't forget their electroreception. In theory, hammerheads might even be able to detect the muscle movements of their peers, though that's still speculative. It's coordination by instinct, a kind of emergent choreography shaped by evolution. Here's the wild part. We're still not entirely sure why hammerheads form these groups, or how coordinated they really are. Most of what we know comes from brief observation windows, remote submersibles, and tracking tags. There's no microphone in the wall, no infrared camera, just the open ocean and a lot of questions. Do they take turns attacking? Do they push prey into a trap zone? Do certain individuals lead the group? Right now, we're just scratching the surface, but one thing is clear. Hammerheads are not mindless hunters. They're part of an ocean ecosystem that's far more dynamic and intelligent than we ever imagined. So yes, sharks can be sleek, silent, solitary killers. But they can also be something else entirely. They can be social. They can move with purpose, and sometimes they can hunt as a unit. The hammerhead's strange head may have evolved to give it an edge as an individual predator, but it might also be the key to working together. In the mysterious depths of the ocean, survival isn't just about power. It's about awareness, adaptation, and sometimes cooperation. If that sparks your curiosity, there's a lot more where that came from. Subscribe to The Curious Current for more ocean oddities, evolutionary marvels, and the strange ways life finds a way. For now, I'm Ned, I'm a science storyteller, and this is The Curious Current. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, stay curious and stay current.